Hey everybody, sorry about a little bit of the mess. I'm doing this video again. I did this video twice and my card was messed up. This is just a video kind of going over where I'm at right now in my life. I plan to be doing, again, no promises, but I do plan to get more stuff out. I want to do readings again. I also want to expand my readings, possibly do sign readings and whatnot in the future, hopefully near future. See, what I've been going through recently has taught me a lot about people, and it's taught me a lot about myself, more than I've already known. Like, I've known about abuse, and I've known about trauma, and I've known about betrayal in some ways, and I've known about bullying, but never to this extent. I've never been bullied and harassed on a community level, at a work level, to such an extent. It's never happened before to me, and it's taught me a lot. Again, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I've done a few videos prior to it. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my videos public again, at least for now. I want to be here for other people who've gone through the same things. And because I've gone through it, and again, it's taught me so much about just people in general, how dark and how ugly people can be. And what I mean by dark, obviously you know what I mean. Very shadowy. Not even shadow in a good way. I'm talking evil fucking assholes. You're all used to it. I cussed. Don't worry about it. You know, never in my life have I dealt with this. Like, I've dealt with some crazy shit, but perfect strangers. Acting a fool. People at work, ganging up, fucking spreading rumors about me, twisting my words, making me look bad so people don't like me, so they come in and attack me in different ways, psychologically. It's all psychological, to make me look crazy because I could possibly expose some sexual harassment, possibly some illegal stuff that's going on there. Either that, or I said some unpopular stuff online about a local violent extreme activist group. I don't know what I did, but I pissed someone off, and they have connections in the community. And some of the connections have to do with crime. Definitely at work. Also, too, I tend to be, I'm stereotypically Aquarius in that I spend a lot of time to myself. I am sociable. I am very nice to these people. But for some reason, they've heard something bad about me, and they believe it. They think I'm a horrible person. Or maybe because I don't believe every single thing that is put out by the officials in charge, and that I question stuff. I don't get overly political at work, but I don't believe everything. And because I don't lockstep, that makes me a target. Because I don't do what other people do, and I don't, engage in illegal activity, that also makes me a target, because I could be a threat or whatever. Whatever happened, I don't know. But again, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, look at prior videos about my harassment and community stalking. And it is a thing. To certain degrees. Some people deal with more of it than others. Some people actually are paranoid because it drives you to it. The idea is to drive you to a state of paranoia. So you have to watch it because of the way it's done. It's done with neural linguistic programming to get you sensitized to certain stimulus, and then to use that in stalking methods. Again, and you can use NLP, neuro linguistic programming, in a positive way. I've now discovered it, and I'm going to use it to better myself, to use the same principles that people are trying to use to destroy me and make my life better. Again, mixing that with spirituality. And I want to help other people, because maybe not everyone's going through the same exact thing, but there are a lot of people going through a lot of the same stuff, whether it be this community harassment, or whether it just be harassment or bullying or betrayal or rumors or just hateful activity that people just like to do to sabotage other people. You know, you can just be successful and people will hate you. You can have people act like they like you or that they care about you and twist your words behind your back. You know? Say things you didn't say. Spread rumors that totally are not true about you. You know, things like this. Just to destroy you or to make you look bad. Or to get others to act out against you. To get rid of you. To make you look crazy. Whatever they want to do. It's disgusting. But this shit exists. And then we wonder why people shoot up schools or shoot up buildings. I'm not condoning this behavior. But a lot of those times, those very same people complained about bullying from both peers and people in charge, whether that be fellow students and professors and teachers or just people they worked with. And these things are allowed to slide. See, the thing is, people think that just because, you know, you're not in grade school anymore or not in high school anymore, that the bullying goes away. That's not true. These people, you know, they go into other jobs and they're still bullies. And they still find ways to bully. And if they can find some program or some kind of policing program or some kind of like, you know, job program or some kind of mobbing thing, they'll join it because they're assholes. And, you know, if you don't have a firm foundation, you can easily snap. And it's even easy for people to snap who have a firm foundation or have a good connection. Because it is just like, you know, coming at you from multiple levels when it's done in a mobbing / community way. It hits you from so many different levels. Again, I've learned so much about people and how just evil they can be. Just the betrayal and the hatred and the rumors and the lies and just what they do to make themselves feel better, to bring someone else down because they feel they don't match up, instead of working on themselves. And yeah, we're not all going to have the same abilities, or we're not all going to be able to do the same things because, you know, abilities or, you know, something happened in our life. But that doesn't mean someone else should have to like dull down what they're doing because someone else can't do it. Find your own thing or do something else, or, you know, it's not, you know, it's just, it's bullshit. Like even fellow creatives who kind of feel bad about their stuff, or it's not as good as someone else's, or they compare. A lot of us don't want to bring the other person down. Okay, I'm not saying people don't exist out there, like, because obviously they do, but healthy people, they don't. Even if they compare themselves and feel kind of bad and lacking, or may even feel a pang of jealousy here and there, they're not going to want to bring the other person down. They're going to want to work on themselves. They'll feel the feelings, and then they'll work on themselves. It's not that fucking hard. But anyway, so now that I've gone through this, I want to help others who've gone through some of the same things, or going through some of the same things. The best revenge is to gain success. The best revenge is to smile at these asshole people who just want to see you fail. You know? That's bullshit. Trying to have people fail. And some people just want you to kill yourself. You know? They want you to go away. That's one of the goals to community harassment. I'm not saying it's the goal here, but it's one of them. There's a lot of goals. To silence someone, whistleblowers, to whatever. And I'm not going to get into it. Look it up. Again, there's different levels, and I don't want to get into it so much here, but I've learned so much. I've learned a whole new level of how people can be bullies and how they betray each other and how they stab people in the back. And I see this whole new side of people. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, but there are a lot of people who are, and you really got to watch yourself. You really got to nurture yourself. You've got to like really, really think about what you say and who you say it to. You got to choose your friends wisely. You got to choose the people you share your creativity and spark with really wisely. You know, and realize if you have something to say that's not popular, even if it's right, even if it's true, you're going to have people that are against you that try and tear you down. And you just got to be brave. And of course, if you share anything online, you're going to get haters too. But anyways, I feel like I have this whole new lens to see the world. And I'm not like, it's not going to color everything I see, but it's definitely going to give me a new perspective on certain situations, you know. And I do want to share how, like, so many ways of how we can tackle these things. And again, through spirituality, through tarot, through spell work, through energy direction, and through, you know, neuro-linguistic programming, psychology. Because remember, there is a lot of like psychological warfare out there, and it's not even just practiced by, like, you know, people who know what they're doing, CIA. It's practiced by just regular people too. So you really got to watch yourself, and you got to know how to combat this stuff. You are a spiritual warrior. You're here on this. If you're here on this earth, you are going through a spiritual warfare. And I'm not saying like, oh, you know, it's the end times. I'm saying that that's just part of how life is throughout all time. Because if you're here on this channel, you believe in some sort of spirituality. And even if you don't, you can at least say that it's a psychological, on some emotional and psychological warfare as well. But if you're here, you probably also believe in the spiritual aspect of that too. So every day is a constant battle where you have to protect yourself. You have to assert yourself. You have to watch and be on guard. And I hate to say you have to do it all the time, but you really do have to watch out. It's so bad. It really is. And I'm not trying to, like, but it's bad. Like, when you have people, like, actively trying to destroy other people, like what's going on with community harassment, it's it's really bad, and it takes you to a place, and it takes you to a few places, and it takes you to a real dark place, and it takes you and it shapes you, and it changes you. I'm a changed person. You know, I'm still believe a lot of the things that I believed before, but I am a very changed person in the way that I just see life and how I see people and how I'm going to deal with things from now on. And again, I've grown in a lot of ways. I've been educated. I know a lot about the history of these sort of things. This is not new. Again, I'm not going to get into it right now, but if you're interested, look this stuff up. Governments have engaged in it. People engage in it. Manipulation is a thing. Psychological warfare is a thing. Bullying, obviously we know bullying and harassment. Okay? If you know that concept, you can get the other stuff, and you can get how it's used in different aspects of different agencies and whatnot, how they would use it. But you got to combat that, and one way, obviously, is through spirituality and educating yourself. What psychological / spiritual, emotional weapons do I have to combat this? You know, how can I help others get through it? How can I help myself get through this and reach that other level? How do I ascend through this to become better and to help others? Because we're all going through some level of this in some way, some more than others. But again, like I said, I really got hit with this. Like, this is, I've experienced it in different levels, but this is just, wow. Perfect fucking strangers. Wow, I mean, people get paid to do some of this. It's insane. But anyways, I'm not going to get into it, but if you want to look it up, you can. But yeah, I don't want to dwell on that. I want to say that I've learned a lot from it, and I want to help others get through it, and just use the tools at our disposal. Tarot has really been helpful. I've listened to a lot of readers through my situation. They've really tapped in. A lot of like readings I've had have just really gotten to the root of what exactly was going on. I'm like, yes, that is exactly what's going on. And you better believe that this is going to have some influence on the next decks that I'm going to be doing. You better believe that. You know, everything I create too, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna have some sort of connection to this in some way. Maybe not every single piece, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna be a part of it. You know, I gotta look at this in a different way. But again, like, we gotta be there for each other. We gotta be a community. And I know not everyone vibes with everyone, but if you're going through some kind of harassment on even a small level, but if you're like going through like some major community harassment, like, definitely, like, I'm planning on making that a focus, at least like how to deal with it. Maybe not dwelling on it, but definitely talking about like how to deal with the ups and the downs and the ins and outs of it. Really, just, we really got to focus on, like, so, because it wants to take you to a dark place. They want to take you to a dark place. The motives are dark, in the negative sense of dark. They are not. This is not a. These are low vibrational beings, entities, people vibing with that low energy. You know, and you got to break out the angels. I broke out the angels. I got some. Got to invoke the angels on this, because you got to get as high vibe as you can. You really do. Got some angel cards here. What's this one? Application. Applying our knowledge. You know, being rooted in our knowledge and applying it. Growth. Expanding it out to others. Exactly what I've been talking about. I want to take my knowledge and my experience and what I've known and how I've grown through it and help others. Help reach others. You know, that's exactly what I want to do. Learning. I've been learning a lot. Learning a lot about other people's experiences with this. I had no idea this even existed on this level until recently. Until I've found someone who went through the exact same thing at the same exact place. Learned about that. Learned what it was. Learn what tools that are used against you. Learn how to use those tools to better yourself. It's all about the mind. It's about the mind, the spirit, and the emotions, and how to best hone that, and how to redirect that, and how to make yourself a better person and help others become that as well. It's all about learning. Applied learning. Never alone. Find a community. Find people who have also gone through that. Find people who you can talk to. But again, when you look at this card, it's also obviously the spiritual family, the spirit guides, the angels. The angels play a big part in combating this stuff. Connecting with that, connecting that you are never alone, even if you didn't have a community. Where there's a big community online for any kind of bullying and harassment or community stuff, whatever it is, stalking or whatever. There's always a community, but also too, even if there wasn't, if you're a spiritual person, you'd be able to connect with the universe and those loving spirit guides that will help assist you through this. You know, and success. Just pulling these out. Success. Yes, we're gonna reach success. You know what? When I start getting to where I want to go, when I start pulling myself out of this, which I have been, obviously, or I wouldn't be doing this video. I want to take a few more days, maybe a week or so, and get things a little more cleared up in my actual physical space. And then I really want to open it up. I really want to expand this out more. I want to do more. Really expand out my blog even more. Talk about things that maybe, you know, obviously the spiritual stuff, but maybe some other stuff too. Maybe some of this other stuff's going on. You know? That needs to happen. And that'll help with everyone's success. Not just my own success on my own level, reaching a new level of who I am and what I've experienced and what I am experiencing in the next cycle, but also for other people and how to help them. That's what it's about, you know? But anyways, I'll end on this success note, this success card. Beautiful. This isn't my best camera today. Kind of a mess, and here I am going through the cleaning and clearing. Again, getting back and clearing my mind. Meditation is really important during this time. If you're going through if you're being hit psychologically by multiple people at multiple different levels, you're going to need to do a lot of meditation, a lot of clearing, a lot of calming down, because the anxiety that it produces is not going to take you to a good place. You need to calm down, find that quiet, and connect, which I'm doing, and clearing helps with that. But anyways, I wanted to do this video to kind of share again how I'm getting out of this and where I want to go. And I wanted to talk to someone, and I wanted it to be more positive than the last few videos. But anyway, expect more. Expect more. Definitely expect more. And I'm going to be doing a little bit more on other platforms as well, and I'll discuss that later in another video. But I'm glad I talked to you. I'm going to try to get more engagement with the community. Like I said, I've been going through a lot on my own. Just so much craziness. But yeah. Peace, love, and light. And until next time, many